back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. I'm your host, B, and today we're reacting to Corey and the crew spin facts going in on America, the government, and how they be setting us all up for failure. Let's hear what they got to say, and we're going to come back and talk about this.
It's like, so this is on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, look at the laws, man. Remember when they introduced crack? They had, I forget what the name of the laws were, but they had those crack laws where you got more for like 5 or 6 ounces of hard rock cocaine or hard rock crack than you did for getting caught with a whole kilo of powder cocaine. Mm-hmm. So it's like all the laws are variations of things that you have to do to survive. Like being poor is criminalized. So, whatever you have to do to survive outside the system, they're gonna scrape you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're gonna scrape you. So
it's made for you to have to do that. And when we catch you, you help fill the jails because we set it up where there's no other way you can get it.
No,
right? How else you gonna get it?
Man, it's only a couple ways.
If you're not plugged in with the people who are in charge of everything, you jammed up. See, let me tell you something. The President of the United States has over 20 women saying that he sexually assaulted them. Do you want to let that sink in? And I'm not dissing him. I'm not saying, oh, that's fucked up. Because we ain't got to say what's fucked up. But what I'm saying is, you're going to tell me about doing right, and the man who is the president of the United States got over 20 women saying he's sexually
basically
assaulted them.
Yeah.
What the fuck can you tell me about this fucking society? Shut the fuck up.
And encouraging others to do it. Remember when he did that? You can get away with it. You can grab him and do it. He was actually encouraging other people.
Well, I think that he has a sense of humor, but it's truth to it.
Right.
His sense of humor, because if you did it, you wouldn't get.
If I grab somebody by the pussy, they gonna rob me.
Yeah.
They gonna literally turn me upside down, throw him in there for a little while, and by the time he get out, he ain't gonna be shit no more.
There's this, I forget the king's name, but the story of Dracula is based on this king, right? And one of the things that he did, which I believe is a true story, is he threw a party at the palace and he invited all of the naysayers and dysfunctional type of motherfuckers that he knew of that was around him. He filled the palace up, had all the best foods, just anything during that time period that was fly, he had at this party. And when everybody got into that party, it was a couple thousand people there, he had the guards lock the doors, and he killed everybody in that motherfucker. That's the only way.
Wow.
That's the only way.
But do you see, I'm not laughing like that's funny. Let me tell you something, man. They are doing something where they're trying to...
Vlad the Impaler, that's his name, yeah.
Vlad the Impaler. Right now, there are forms of population control going on that's going to go over the head of the average folk.
Man, see, this is the type of stuff that I love talking about. You want to talk about population control. See, a lot of us, we be screaming this stuff at the top of our lungs, but y'all think we some crazy conspiracy theorists. We done lost our minds when we be telling y'all got to watch what's in that. Y'all got to watch the food, the red dye number 40. You got to watch the chemtrails, the stuff you see in the sky. You got to be careful sending your kids to these schools, the school to prison pipeline. There's been documentaries to show how the schedule or setup for a school is the same schedule or setup for like a prison. How you a fool if this is 2025, and you a fool if you don't realize that there's an agenda in America to effeminize and to destroy our black men, boys, and the black family in general. The crack laws of the 80s. Now, me myself, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, so I didn't really know about the Reaganomics. I didn't have anybody in my family that I'm aware of who was affected by this, but I've seen some movies. I remember Sugar Hill, and then I've had people tell me about it affecting their families. But as I became an adult, I educated myself on those laws to where this form of a drug, white man's drug, is less time, less penalty for this. But this form of that same drug is more time because this the one that the black people dibbling and dabbing with. And how did it even get in the black people's hands? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how these white drugs got in the black communities, because if they come from another country, that means you need a plane or a boat to ship them in. And how many black people own planes and ships to ship in drugs to this extent? Y'all all seen that movie with Denzel, can't think of it at the moment, where they talked about the conspiracy with the government shipping the narcotics in through the soldiers with the dead body. Blue Magic, that's the name of it. See, Craig made a good point. When you poor, you look down upon. And for some of our youth, especially the black men, our black boys, they have a target on them. That's why over here, I try to talk to people about having empathy for the black man and trying to work with the black man, because they have it so hard out here. A lot of them, yes, they fathers is gone. They mothers is birds. They ain't really teach them nothing. But see, the problems start in these schools when these young boys don't fit in school. They don't have the right clothing, so they get bullied and talked about. Maybe they ain't reading on that right level. They get left behind. You know, when we was coming up, wasn't no such thing as no child left behind. You can get flunked. Kids got flunked all the time and had to repeat grades. And then they get to a point where school is corny. I don't want to go no more. They start skipping. They end up dropping out. May try Job Corps, some alternative program. It don't work out. Now they trying to find their way in the world because all men want to get money and be able to dress and protect and provide and do for their woman. They mess around and have children, and they 9 out of 10 they have a child by a bird and repeat the cycle, and they end up in the juvenile system and then get charged as an adult, and it's just a vicious cycle. That's why we got to get our youth young and show them it ain't corny to be in school. It ain't whack or lame to like anime and be that guy who ain't all on that thuggish stuff, who laid back, chill. It ain't corny to wear your pants on your waist with a belt. The establishment has taught us this is how y'all need to be, and then when we do it, we are punished for it. It's literally a trap and a snare. They put the drugs out there, then penalize you for selling it, and then like someone said, but then when you fight in your trial, nobody questions how you paying the attorney. Then they glorify it. Remember Tony Montana? Everybody wanted to be like Tony Montana. Everybody wanted to be like the Godfather. Then we got older and heard that one scene in the Godfather where they was talking about black people like a dog. Is selling the drugs to black people. The system has destroyed our families, and that's why a lot of us tell y'all about alternatives. You can leave the country. You can still have your citizenship. You could take a break from America. Some of y'all know me and my family in Ghana right now, and a few years ago we went to Ghana before, because sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you just need to get away. You need to see black faces on your money. You need to be in a ruled by a black government, a black society. I'm not saying everything perfect. I'm not saying all African countries are equal. I'm just saying that there is alternatives, and you don't have to stay under that type of oppression. You can venture off to other places and live more peacefully in countries where everybody don't have a gun, in countries where they're not poisoning the crops. They're not poisoning the minds of the youth, telling you to spend your money on rims, gold grills, popping pills, and then turn around and call you a nigga for doing it. But they the ones who making it, because y'all know we don't make much of anything. We just consume. Y'all leave me a comment, because y'all know I could go in on this. This is the type of stuff I be wanting to talk about. This systematic racism and how the government and the system is set up against us. They do not want us to win. Yes, we the most strongest, the most beautiful, the most intelligent and all of that, but with the system against y'all. Remember that old Chris Rock stand up? The black man got to run to get what the white man can walk to. I'm paraphrasing, but I know some of y'all remember that stand up where he broke that down. It's harder for us, and it's harder for our men. That's why we need to teach unifying, coming together. Our women need to be willing and ready to work with our men, not against them, because they already got everything and everybody else against them the minute they walk out that door. Y'all leave me a comment and let me know what y'all think about the topic. As always, I appreciate the love and support. And until the next time, I will catch y'all in the next episode. Shalom.